Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Oscar's English World. We're here today with the author Garrett Buhl Robinson. Oh, hello Mr. Robinson.
Hello,
nice
Oscar. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, yes. So we did an interview exactly 2 years ago, right? And now he's got this new book out called The Nobody, okay? Would you introduce this book to us, please?
Yes,
this book, yeah.
The Nobody is a poetic pictorial of New York City.
I'll get this.
Poetic pictorial of New York City, and it alternates between poetry and prose, and it's told from the perspective of this guy. So it's based upon my own experiences selling my books out on the streets in New York City for the last 7 years. In about 3 weeks, it'll be 7 years I've been out here. Come out here just about every day, filling the streets with music and poetry and trying to wring my tiny life out to drip the sweetness of music into the roaring rush of this relentless river that is New York City.
That's nice, that's very good. So there will be a performance based on this book at 45th Street, right?
Yes.
45th Street.
At Manhattan Repertory Theater, I have 3 shows in July 17th, 19th, and 20th. And I'm performing, it's a 45-minute show, and I recite the entire book.
Oh, very good. Yeah, go check that out, folks. So now I would like to talk a little bit about the authors that have inspired you over the years. So last time you mentioned Truman Capote, right,
yeah.
which is one of them, yep. So are there any books that you like about his, maybe In Cold Blood, perhaps? Yeah.
Actually, I haven't read In Cold Blood. I'm more familiar with his fiction. But as far as the biggest inspiration for me is right there, Breakfast at Tiffany, but also Walt Whitman. And it's his bicentennial this year. Okay. So there's all types of lectures in New York City all through this summer, and out in Huntington, and quite a number of different places as well. And yeah, big influence. Walt Whitman was a big influence on me, and I have references to him in most all my books as well.
Good poet as well.
Yes.
Yeah, good poet as well. And how about, I think I saw one of your videos on YouTube where you mentioned you sort of began a novel when you were a teenager, and it sort of resembled Lord of the Rings, you know? Yeah. So you were a big Tolkien fan as well, I presume.
Oh yeah, I was a big Tolkien fan when I was younger. And I was fascinated, everybody, when they're children, they have, fantasy worlds and imaginary worlds. And I discovered with reading fantasy novels that basically the writers were able to inscribe those fantasies and dreams and imaginary worlds that they have onto the pages of books, and were able to share those with other people. So it was like it just opened up new worlds for my mind, and I enjoyed exploring them as I read, and I enjoyed them so much that I decided, I'll start writing my own. So I did. I started writing my first novel when I was 12.
Okay. So have you inserted any fantastical elements in these books?
Well, yeah, anytime that we're able to transcribe the world into our own thoughts and be able to record them, and then to be able to, again, write them down so that we can share them with one another, that within itself is a fantastic experience, because we're relating our memories with one another, and we're sharing our experiences of life so that other people may experience them as well.
Oh, very interesting. Any other writers that you would like to mention here? Give a tribute to, perhaps?
Well, yeah, I mentioned Walt Whitman, and of course it's bicentennial. I'm a big fan of the English Romantic poets, John Keats, and a big fan of John Keats. I've been reading a lot of Wordsworth again lately, and English poets have been a major influence upon me. And then also reading a lot of 20th century American poets as well. I'm a big fan of Miriam Moore, and who was another. I'm living in Brooklyn now, so I'm always happy that I'm able to live close to where she lived for about 40 years.
Okay, cool. So anything else you would like to add?
Well, just like I said, just trying to fill the streets with poetry and bring literature to life, and to constantly remind people that reading's the most important mental exercise that we have. And I especially emphasize that when I meet younger people and students, that telling them to keep reading, because there's no other better way to be able to exercise our imagination than by reading. And our imagination is crucial for our applications in life throughout our entire lives, because whether it's parenting, whether it's our professional careers, we don't think of the imagination as being that vital to it, but it is. The better that we're able to envision things, then the better we're able to create and pursue our aspirations and to create our dreams of our life and improvement of our life for others and for ourselves and through our imagination.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'll wrap this up quickly. Yes, okay. So this has been another interview with Garrett Buhl Robinson, the famous writer. So we'll be visiting other places in New York. So see you around, folks. Don't forget to click like and remember to subscribe. Goodbye.
My name's Garrett Buhl Robinson, and this is my sonnet for the sonnet. Being a sonneteer, I am enamored by sonnets. But today, to my delight, serendipity favored me to find a university class that explored the passionate history of the four. The lecture described this frame tumbling through lives, uniting affections through centuries of time. There is no language that it scorns, there is no culture it cannot adorn. This delicate and vigorous design turns eternal through the awakening minds and endures with the desires it records. I swear with my life and the lute I strum, as long as we love, sonnets will be sung.